what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Meta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Fell and Awoke with the Power of the Titans. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story. Now before continuing, this shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Royce Fernandez for suggesting this idea. Now moving onwards, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Apollo Uchiha channel as well if you haven't done so already. Now moving onwards, without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato, 6 years after the QB attack. Today was October 10th, and nighttime in the village, as the whole village was lit up like it was Christmas going on there. But it wasn't. It was a festival that was going on though, and it was quite bittersweet for the people. They were not happy, some were, but most of them were sad. Why? Because 6 years prior, on this very day, they held a great victory over the strongest Biju known as the Kyuubi no Yoko, but at the expense of their loved ones and their Hokage, their beloved fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, who sacrificed himself in order to seal the Biju. But the younger generation was not told that. They were told that the Biju was killed by the Kage himself. He took down the Biju with him. That is what the older generation preached to the younger one. Well, most of them were obeying the rules of the Hiruzen Sarutobi that was placed on them and telling this tale to the kids and the next generation. A few bunch of people were angry and downright pissed because they knew the reality. Everyone in the village knew. But while where the other kept their distance, some people wanted to vent out their rage, their sorrow. And what better than to be the very catalyst who held the Biju within, the evil spawn that was created on the same day their Kage and their beloved family members died. Naruto Uzumaki, a 6-year-old orphan kid who was born on the same time when the Biju was sealed away. Most of the people now who were mad at him downright knew that he was the one who held the Biju. It was a leaked information in the whole village, but Hiruzen Sarutobi told most of the people that he was just a kid who didn't even knew that he held the Biju. Well, most of the people in Konoha realized that. Some were still pissed and mad and wanted to get back at the QB, even at the expense of a life. They didn't care, they just wanted to torment the Biju. And right now, that said mob with rusted kunais or just kitchen knives were chasing in the group of mob after the said boy, as a 6-year-old Naruto wearing blue shorts and blue shinobi sandal and white shirt was running as fast as he could, turning left and right in the alleyways as well as in the streets, trying to get away from them. His blue eyes were filled with terror as he looked behind to see that the mob was increasing ever so slightly and they were gaining on him, hot on his heels. As Naruto then stumbled upon a fence and, crawling underneath it, he entered inside the forest of death. The mob didn't stop there. They ventured within as well. And as soon as they ventured in, Naruto was dashing again as fast as he could. But the mob wasn't letting him slide. They were hot on his heel again. As they were traveling, they arrived at the center part of the village. That was where the forest of death was. But even in the center part of it was a huge tree. A tree that covered most of the forest itself. Such a huge tree that existed even before the village itself or the clans even existed. Some said that it existed since the beginning of the world, and hence it was named the World Tree, a heritage site for Konoha, where even the daimyo and the land of our priests from temple arrive to worship, and many other do as well. As arriving near, we see many of the precautions were taken to make sure that nobody would ever try to cut it down or get near it, because it was a heritage site. But Naruto, trying his best to get away from the mob, somehow was capable enough to get through those defenses. As the people halted, as they sensed that Naruto was standing there. "You monster! That is a heritage site! Get away from that tree this instant!" yelled out one of them, as Naruto flinched. But before he could say anything in his defense, suddenly the ground underneath him gave away as he fell down. As his scream was heard, the people stood there, and then a thud sound was heard, a loud one. What do you think? Is he dead? Who knows? All we can say is that he died by accident on his own. Well, that is great for us, don't you see it? How so? Said one of them. We didn't get to kill him. We might regret that, but he is dead. In this way, I can say with wholeheartedness that we have finally avenged ourselves and our loved ones. The QB is defeated! As everyone began to cheer until they sensed the same sinister chakra that they sensed 6 years ago. As a sinister laugh then filled in the air. The only thing you defeated is the seal that was holding me back, you idiots. The voice said in a booming and cold, ice-chilling tone, as they felt goosebumps all over their body when this was said. As now we see, the people were afraid. I don't understand. You said that the Biju will die once we kill the Jinchuriki. He lied to you. You don't realize one thing, that we have existed since the age of Chakra. We can't die. Even if we are defeated, we will be just reincarnated again and again in a never-ending cycle. As the people realized just what kind of mistake they have done, they didn't kill the Biju. Heck, they didn't even defeat it so it could reincarnate in given time. They just outright freed it by the only thing that was holding it back, being killed by them by accident. What are we gonna do? We have to get away and call the Hokage and whatnot. As the Biju then completely materialized and was about to attack, when suddenly a huge golden lightning from sky itself that was clear a moment ago fell down, as suddenly a monster rose from behind him. His hair golden and down to the length of his shoulder. His eyes blue. His iris is blue, while the rest of the eye was black, as it looked like a humanoid monster that roared as it rose to the surface. It was at the similar size of the QB, and with a single punch was able to take the QB down, and so the monster and the QB began to fight. As the monster punched the Biju left and right, while the Biju tried its best to bite the monster, but it didn't work, because as soon as it tried to, the skin on the monster hardened as if it turned completely white, as even QB's some of teeth were broken. What the hell are you even? As that is when QB realized, sensing the chakra and soul within, it can't be. That's Naruto. As the people heard this, Naruto. As the monster roared once more and punched him again and again and again, causing the Biju to fly into the air with an uppercut and fall back on its back. As this was going on, the other village was alerted with the roar and arrived there. As soon as Hokage and the Anbus arrived, they saw that a huge humanoid monster was fighting the Biju. No, Naruto, what did you do? He said, looking towards the people and realizing they were holding on to kunais and whatnot. We didn't do anything. We were going to, but we didn't do anything. The boy on accident fell there, and we realized what kind of mistake we made, Hokage-sama. The Biju was freed, and he said that Naruto is that thing. What? Naruto? As Naruto then looked towards Hiruzen Sarutobi, his cold blue eyes softened for a moment until there was a Biju Dama fired at him, eradicating most of the monster. As there was not even a skeleton that was remaining there. As now we see, Naruto, coming out of the decaying skeleton who was fading away with the smoke, was laying there, as there were marks underneath his eyes. But suddenly lightning struck again, as this time a much bigger monster appeared. It didn't have any skin, but it still had hair and Naruto's blue eyes. It was the colossal titan that erupted because of its colossal size, and in front of it, even Kyuubi looked like a small fox, as Naruto kicked it so hard that the Biju was flung into the air. While Biju was flung into the air, it began to disappear in mist. What? No, I cannot allow myself to be defeated by this pesky little human. Mark my words, Naruto. Once I return, I will defeat you, even if you have gained this power somehow. As the Biju was defeated once and for all. As that is when we see lightning struck again, as Naruto was now standing there. His eyes were blue, but they didn't seemingly look like Naruto's, until Naruto's eyes color changed, as Naruto then said, GG. With that being said, Naruto was about to fall face first to the ground until Hiruzen caught him. My dear boy, what happened? As that is when we see Hiruzen then said, arrest these people. And I need medics, goddamn medics here. as medics arrived and they suggested to move Naruto to the hospital room. As Naruto was moved there, the people who were arrested, thanks to the council, were let go, but not before they revealed everything what has happened. And let's just say a bunch of council people were quite curious, at the same time scared, and were shocked. And they wanted to find out answers. As Hiruzen was now called to the council chamber while Naruto was being treated. "This meeting is in session," said Hiruzen as he was seated down onto the chair. "First of all, I would like to ask on behalf of the whole council, what happened to Naruto? Is it a Kekkei of a sort that has awakened?" "No, it is not a Kekkei. I have already conducted the test before he was just a baby boy. When he healed quickly. He has a higher healing factor, but this, what he did, it shouldn't have been possible. He was found near the World Tree itself. You know, World Tree itself possesses great power. What if the World Tree is the one that gave this power to Naruto?" said Homura. "Now is not the time for your theories, Homura. What happened to the Kyuubi then?" "It seemingly looked like that Naruto had died, and the Biju was able to break free. Because of the fault of people. Because of them scaring Naruto to the extent of such fear that he stumbled and fell down quite deep. If it wasn't for his transformation, I would have doubted that he would have been found. So, what happened to the Biju? I ask you again. From the looks of it, it has been defeated. So you mean to say that we are without a Biju?" "Yes, we are without a Biju right now." "Then what about that new power that Naruto has gained? We can use that. I mean, he was able to trample and triumph over the nine-tailed fox. Something that not even we could do with the other Bijus even by our side, or even Hashirama-sensei could do." "That may be correct, but we are not so sure about this power that Naruto possesses. Don't you agree with me?" "Yes, we should be really cautious with that." As that is when Shikaku Nara then said, "Oh, this is such a drag. I realized what happened to him." "What is it?" "You see, we Nara clan, we are the oldest living clan. Not to brag or anything. See, even before the chakra, we had a knack of keeping our history intact. And each end of the century, we rewrite the old history events before the previous records decay." "So you mean to say that you have the records?" "Yes. And I have read most of them, because they were taught to us in the form of tales. I think that is the power of the founding titan. You see, before the world was resetted." "Wait, what do you mean by that?" "We are not the first ones to be born into this world, or our predecessors were. You see, before this, the world was quite advanced. For you see, my ancestors, or greatest ancestors, have lived through it. And then changed ourselves to Nara once the new world resetted. So, before reset, what was it? There was a kingdom known as Marley, and there were people known as Eldians. And amongst them was one man. A man who had the will to fight, and had gained the power of a literal god, from the same world tree that exists here." That old? "Yes. You see, he had gained the power of the Titans. And what you saw, Hokage-sama, was nothing short of the power that you see. That was the fighting Titan, and the colossal Titan itself that has just manifested in a single night. But from the looks of it, there are much more than that here. That power should not have been awakened. If it has, it is for only one thing, and one thing alone." "What?" "The previous user, Aaron Yeager, used this power, from what I have remembered from the records, is because he wanted to destroy the whole world. 80% of the population was wiped out, cleaned from the world, in a single day." "What? 80%? "Yes. Because of the ongoing war, because of the hatred and whatnot. He carried it out to the end. It was all written down by our ancestor. The only thing I could find about his previous self or name was Levi." "Wait. Levi?" "Yes. That is the name of our ancestor, and that is all I can tell. This is the power of the Titans that has been given to Naruto. And you know why it has been given? Because it was given to Eren for the same purpose that he has done, but was stopped by his friends. But this time around, if this power is given again, it is for the same purpose to Naruto. You mean to say that Naruto power is not a blessing, but a bigger curse than the QB itself? And it is sent here to destroy us all, said the civilians. We are not so sure. If we are not careful, we might put things into motion, and even if it wasn't this purpose, the power was awakened, even if it was an accident, it might come to truth and reality that Naruto will finish what Eren couldn't. Destroy all of us. 100% completely wiping us out. And I don't want that to happen. And I'm sure you all certainly wouldn't. But why Naruto? He must have been the one who has gotten in contact with the tree. Not only that, he must have somehow gained the favor of the tree. I mean, we all have been there, near it, and we haven't even sensed that power within it. Obviously, we thought this was a myth, and that is why I didn't share this news with anyone. But now that I see that this is a reality, I regret not sharing it. Because otherwise, we might have taken precautions to make sure that the power is never awoken. That is true, Shikako. That is very true. And thank God your ancestors were at least not lazy enough to not write down the history or restock the old history before it decays. And because of that, we are able to find out about these ancestors of yours, and not only that, about this power that is given to Naruto. So is there a way to stop him? Unfortunately, no. What? What do you mean by that? It is said that Levi-sama didn't write anything down regarding that because he realized he has lost many good people because of the people's greed and because of this war. And if such circumstances ever arise again, then the people really do deserve to be destroyed. And because of that ideology of his, he didn't draw down how to defeat them. Oh my god. So basically we're screwed. Yes. Until we find out the true purpose of Naruto's power. While this was going on, we go towards Naruto himself, who was now unconscious and was in Mindscape, where he found himself in a desert, and in front of him was the same tree that he came close to, but this time it was glowing. And there stood a girl with blonde hair, similar to his age, but she was wearing weird clothes, and a boy wearing weird clothes as well. He was wearing black pants with straps on it and black boots, white shirt and brown coat with wings which were black and white on his back. He had black hair and bluish brownish eyes. As he then said, "So you're the third one, huh?" "What? What do you mean by that?" "So you're the third one who has gained the power of the founding titan. It will take time for you to awaken it. But once you will have to carry out the job. The colossal titans and the others all rest here, deep beneath the very earth. They will be awoken from the slumber once you awaken your true power, Naruto. Never forget, never forgive what they have done. It is time for you to carry out Tatakai. Never give up on your purpose. Never waver for anyone like I did. I failed to do what was needed to be done, but you shouldn't, because I was held back behind with bonds, but you are not. The world has reset itself again, and the World Tree demands the whole world to be reset. So this time it has given you a power and modified it. I don't understand what is going on." "You will, kid. In given time, you will. Trust me. Your purpose just became much bigger than you ever could have imagined. It is in your hands now to eradicate the whole earth itself from humans, or do what I did. Eradicate 80% of them. Become a legendary tyrant and die. And then, those who will be spared will be the ones to carry out the world with a new warning. This is a ritual that Earth itself, through Earth's tree, is demanding again because of the ongoing war. Since we are connected to it, we can sense it. Once you have your connection, you will see it as well." "How can I do that?" "Place your hand on the tree," said the girl while looking at both of them. "She's Ymir. She's the first one. She's the founding titan. The first chosen one. than I was. And it is now your turn, Naruto. As Naruto placed his hand, as his eyes glowed, as suddenly he saw through the life of Ymir, as well as Eren, and then finally, all the present until now. As Naruto gasped and fell back, what was that? Those were the very memories of the earth itself that you have seen, of the world tree. It is like a logbook that has kept each and every log since the beginning of the time itself. And right now, you are the main key, Naruto. The final key to the perfect reset. But what about the innocent ones? I told you, remember? That the power has been modified. Because on my time, many deaths occurred that was not necessary. And some even I regretted. And I was able to convince, alongside with Ymir, the earth tree itself, that it was needed. And it has heeded us. It can heed our calls. It is a living, breathing heart of earth. What do you expect, Naruto? Of course it hears, listens, and feels. And that is why it understood us our concern. Titans won't harm those with the purest of heart. Because they reside on Earth, Earth has seen through all of their lives. And those, how they are gonna play out. And because of that, Titans won't harm them. But all you have to do is awaken your power, your ability. But there is a hurdle now. What? That is, the very people you trust. Because they have come to realization about your power. Because of an old friend of mine, you can say. His clan still resides. The Nara clan. Nara? You mean Shikamaru? Yes, his father. Or you can say his ancestor. As an image appeared. Wow, they have hair like pineapple corn, but he seemed different. Well, it has been centuries since Captain Levy has passed away. So obviously there might have been a few changes at least. But he knew. He realized, because he too came here to pay respect. And once he did, he heard the voice of the world tree. And that is why he has written down everything except to how to defeat Titans. Always remember, Naruto. Titan's neck, when transformed, is the most weakest spot. And one can kill you by cleaving your neck off once it attacks there. Your Titan body is your own extension, your body itself. So be very careful when using it. I will be, thank you. So have you decided? Naruto seen the pain and grief caused by the 3 great shinobi wars that have happened, and the greed of the people. He could sense there are so many tormented souls. This world really needed a reset itself. And it was destiny that brought him here, nonetheless. He too himself was being hated. And right now Naruto knew what he had to do. As Naruto's eyes opened, they were glowing with icy blue hue. As Naruto then said, I think it is time. Of course it is. It is time for us to stand up and fight. Never stop fighting, Naruto. Never stop fighting. As Naruto opened his eyes, he didn't find himself in a hospital room, but inside a cell. He was in a straitjacket with a lot of chakra suppressors on the room and on himself. As Naruto felt tired and exhausted. What are you doing, Gigi? I'm sorry, my boy. But we have seen through your memories. Inoichi was there. We can't allow you to carry on with your plan. You invaded my mind? Listen to me, kid. I know that what you have gone through is bad, but please, it's not about me. It's about the whole world itself. The earth itself wants a reset because of what you have done. And this time, the innocent one won't be harmed. How can we be so sure that we are innocent ones? You don't have faith in you, then how can you expect me to explain it? This caused them to shut up, whether regardless of what you say, Naruto. We can't allow you to kill all of the population of Earth itself. And because of that, we have contacted the other Kages, and a whole cell will be prepared for you, where you can live with peace, my boy. Where you can live with peace, but you can't allow to leave from there. I should have known. I should have known that you would change the sides and turn your back on me as soon as I would gain this power. I had a feeling that you wouldn't, but you just proved me that how wrong I was. I'm sorry, Naruto. I just wish there was another way. As now we see, They left Naruto, waited and waited as the whole villages then gathered, and soon they too, from their ancient text, mixed match from with the Nara clan, and realized that what Shikaku Nara was saying was in fact correct, and they need to build a prison. So, a huge prison in which even the Titan transformed couldn't be escaped was created with a lot of chakra suppressors and a lot of chakra metal. As soon as it was built, Naruto was shifted there, and once arriving there, Naruto's straitjacket was cut off, as Naruto's friends at the moment, which was Hinata Yuga, as well as Kiba Inuzuka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi were also there inside it because they were allowed to visit. I can't believe this, Naruto. Are you adamant that the world needs to be destroyed? Not the whole world, Choji. Not whole world. The innocents will remain. I can surely see that you are one. You as well, Shikamaru. This is not about that, you idiot. We could have become Genins. We could have been normal. If you only didn't had gone there at night. It was fate that brought me there. It wasn't my fault. I'm sorry, Hinata, if you see me as a monster now, but this is the reality of it. This is a task that I have been given, and this is the task that I must fulfill. Come on, Naruto, stop being a dick, and can't you see that we're trying our best to bring you to our side again? We miss our friend. Of course I miss you all as well, but this is something I have to do. My predecessors had made a lot of sacrifices, and I am willing to make the same. Wanna know why? Because I realized that they fought. They fought because they knew that the future generation would suffer if they didn't. And I know that if I don't fight today, the next generation will suffer more than what I had, or those who have been suffering had suffered. Their suffering would have been for naught. It needs to end. The cycle of hatred and suffering would continue even if you are able to stop me, and it will only get worse and worse and worse. Think about it. Your cousin's uncle. Wasn't he killed because Kumo Shinobi were trying to kidnap you? And it was even their fault that they were doing so, and Kumo denied that and demanded something in return. And what happened? Your uncle was given in exchange for your father, and he was executed. As Hinata looked down, your father was killed because your mother accidentally killed a child while in the midst of a battle. A child who was a civilian and bystander, Kiba. I know. I can't say anything about you, Choji and Shikamaru, because your parents have done anything wrong. But your parents have, while the other ones suffered, they were let go. How can this be justice? Can't you say that this is the justice that we deserve? No, it certainly isn't. You're right, Naruto, said Shikamaru. Even if the older generation doesn't realize, we as next generation must. Even if we are to die with this, then so be it. Such is life. We were going to die at some point. As Choji nodded, and so did the others. Wait, what? We came here to break you out, Naruto. We didn't care, because we knew what you were fighting for was in fact the real purpose. Because I have been searching on this topic since the day you were brought here, since the day you were revealed with this cursed power, as they call it. I have only seen that Lavi-sama has spoken greatly of Eren and his sacrifice. Never once he said that he was a monster. His ways have been wrong, he's mentioned again and again, but it was an eye-opener. Something that we all need as well. The elemental nation needs as well. And who better than you, Naruto? So what are you going to do? This. As the straitjacket was taken off, and then chakra suppressors were taken off as well. Now we have to bring you out. As Naruto was now escaping, we see the Anbus were alerted. And while they were escaping and being chased by Anbus, Senbon needles were thrown at Naruto's friends. Go, Naruto, don't look back. They won't harm us. No, they would. As suddenly, one of the shinobis arrived and cleaved Naruto's neck off. As Naruto's friends were shocked. No, Naruto, said Shikamaru. And that is when Naruto's eyes morphed into the same cold hue as suddenly a huge amount of lightning struck as Naruto's neck elongated, and there Now we see Naruto was in all his glory as the founding titan, similar to Eren's but much more sinister, because this one didn't have a long back. It was same as a colossal titan, but made out of skeletons, which were quite pointy and much more taller than even Eren's founding titan or Ymir's founding titan. As this was going on, we see inside Naruto's Uzumaki genes kicked in as his body began to regenerate at a heavier pace. As suddenly Naruto then bended down and looked glaringly towards the others. As Naruto's friends laid down there, Naruto blessed them with the help of the founding tree with the power of the Titans, as well as Shikamaru, Choji, as well as Hinata all transformed into different Titans. Choji became the Warhammering Titan. Shikamaru became the Colossal Titan. Kiba became the Wolf Titan, a new form of variant because of Kiba and his Ninken. And as for Hinata, she became the Armor Titan, while Naruto himself was the founding. As Naruto screamed, we see that many lightning struck down on the heart of the earth itself, as from different villages all across, Colossal Titan army rose. And so the other nations went into action. As the army began to approach, they had little to no time, and so all the shinobis were now on the front lines, even the Akatsuki and the others, because they knew this power indicated the only one thing, doom for all of them. And so the Titans began their march. As they were going on, some tiny Titans with flying capability of wings and with capability of running at fast and storage ability were sent to take away those who were innocent, and most of the minor villages and from Konoha as well as from other villages were evacuated and brought to a safer place, surrounded by Titans themselves, as the Colossal passed over them and arrived in front of the armies. And soon enough, we see Naruto and his friends then began the action. They realized that they were the ones in control, and so was Naruto. And so the second rumbling began, after what seemingly looked like 3,000 years. And once it began, there was no stopping it. Naruto could hear the thoughts of both Eren as well as Ymir, and of the Earth Tree itself. As finally, by the next sunrise, the armies were trampled upon by the Colossal Titans. The Bijus were kicked like volleyballs left and right and eradicated, similar to Kyuubi. The world, by the next sunrise, has hit reset. Almost 98% of the population was wiped out clean. That is how much the shinobis were filled with hatred and cruelty, much more than so than the previous rumbling. And while the only 2% in larger number were present, but it was still 2%, only 5,000 people were the ones who were saved. And even amongst them, most of them were kids, teens, as well as adults and older people. And some of them were even clansmen as well. And these 5,000 peoples will be the one that will begin the new world after the reset. As after this was done, we see Naruto then put the Titans to sleep back again in the heart of the earth itself, while Naruto and his friends marched in their Titan forms towards where the Earth Tree itself was. The World Tree was, as it was glowing with golden hue, indicating that the purpose was completed. As Naruto, with the golden lightning struck, then reverted back to his normal self, as there were a lot of markings on his body. He was much more weaker looking and palish. Naruto, oh my god, what happened? Said Kiba and the others as they reverted back. I used, I guess, all of my chakra. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You can't die like this. We have defeated everyone. The world is reset, my friends. I guess it is time for me to bid farewell, said Naruto as he closed his eyes with a smile on his face, satisfied that he at least was able to have one purpose in his life, and that was to clean this world from the hatred itself, even if it meant a lot of death. So 98% of the world was wiped out, while the 2% that remained were now going to be led by his friends to prosperity. As Shikamaru looked down with tears, while the rest of them as well. Just yesterday afternoon, they were breaking free Naruto, and right now, it was the next day morning, and Naruto was dying here. and 98% of the world was gone. There was some eerie silence that was there, but the morning sun that shone promised a good future ahead. A future, if they were careful, will be trampled by the third rumbling, if it ever came to that. But Naruto arrived in front of the world tree as his eyes closed, and there stood Eren as well as Ymir with the smiling faces on their smile on their face. You made us proud, Naruto. You done something that I hesitated to do. Well, it was a tough job, but it was needed to be done. I don't care if the world hate me. I'm capable of bearing that hate. Already been bearing so since I was 3. I'm just glad that I was able to save those innocent ones. Yeah, we are glad as well. But your life doesn't end here, Naruto. The power itself might have been taken, but you have been blessed with the Kakegenkai of Titans, but a newer form of it. It wasn't us who suggested this to the world tree itself. It was blessing to Kamiyami and Shinigami, to the world tree, and who is blessing this to you? You will be now rising again with the Kakegenkai, who will be passed down to your children. You will be the balancer of this world, reminder of what has been happened in the past, with the protecting titan. What? A titan that is made up similar to fighting titan, but with the abilities to think, speak, as well as to regenerate, as well as the abilities of all the other titans as well. You will have a Kakegenkai of the protecting titan, guardians of the world tree itself, and the watchers of the world. If the world ever needs a reset, your clan will be the one to carry it out. Naruto, before you leave, never forget to always keep fighting for a better future. With that said, Eren, the world tree, and Ymir with a smile faded, as if finally their soul has been put to rest. As Naruto awoken, where are we? Where do you think? We're back at Konoha, or what's left of it. You know it's gonna be quite hard for us to build all of this. I'm just lucky that my mother is alive. Most of actually our parents are. And not only that, seemingly look like most of our friends are as well. I'm just glad. But there's still only a bunch of people. 5,000. That is quite a small number. But yet still so huge that we might as one village will be able to continue on. No longer villages. How about a city? What city? A new one. And so, after the world reset, the world's first city was created, known as the Titan City, because it was the one that brought the end of the old era and beginning of the new one. And there, they made sure, or at least Shikamaru and the others made sure, that the history would be forever passed down about the rumbling, and Naruto made sure that the previous one would also be remembered as a hindsight to it can happen again if it can happen twice. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Polo Uchiha channel as well. As this is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.